Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. So we heard it today. They lowered it 25 basis points. I saw it just for the second, and then I didn't catch any of Powell speaking. For a while there, I thought zones were just going to be it because we dropped down, we hit that zone, came back up. The part that really got me, so I told you guys, I was even looking at this. I shared it in the chat too. Should I buy the dip, or not? I ended up buying the dip, and I told you guys I got the 661 call for October 17th on SPY. I was torn between ES, SPX. I saw some flow on SPY, so shout out to Cody for even sharing that because I'm literally just torn on what I should do. I bought that call, and then this happened. The downside. We came back up. I sold the 661 call for tomorrow. Against it, a little mini calendar spread. So tomorrow's not red. I'll already be I'll probably just take the L on that. Idea there was, if you guys remember the put we were in or the calls I bought before, selling the daily SPY calls. There is a big reason why I make fun of 0 days, and that's because they just so often expire worthless. And just that overnight theta is killer. So I thought I'll just calendar spread this thing, and even if tomorrow was slightly green to 662, I could roll the 661s to the next day. It's wild doing the dailies how much you can take off that. Contract itself I think was 800. I have a few of them. I want to say it was $8, somewhere around there. So overall, not too late to end the month red, like a lot of people were saying. But honestly, there's the red. Now that could be taken again as a warning shot that there was some selling off. There's some just unpreparedness here, and then maybe after hours, we have some buying going on. We'll need to see where the continuation is at. So first and foremost, we can talk about this right here. But I kind of want to raise it to this. Here's our highs, here's our lows. You know what, let's just, because I always do, that way people know. Let's focus on that, because that'll likely be where we head. And I don't know how many excuses we're going to have to need. If we grind this thing up and continue on higher, it's just going to be your normal, we continue the grind up and just wait for the catalyst to come. Maybe it is going to be a red October, and who knows the reason why. But we'll have to just wait until that time comes. Bitcoin, zone-to-zone action. I'm actually pretty bullish, starting to get pretty bullish Bitcoin. Didn't buy any contracts in that, but that'll probably be my next one. And I know I'm moving kind of fast here. Dollar dropping down, bouncing out of that zone. So it looks like we got a lot of that priced in, so we need that to absolutely break. US dollar, Japanese yen. I thought we were getting there. Did not move my stop up. Thought we were going somewhere. Did not. Came right back up. So same with the CAD. Waiting for that to ultimately break down. Nothing to really go over there. Qs, a lot of the same story. Looked like we were starting to roll over. And then again, right back up. Until we can actually close and maybe get another 4-hour candle close below the 9 EMA. I mean, not even be an indicator person. The 9 EMA is literally nothing. It is a visual of the last 9 candles. That is nothing to break. And we can't even do that and hold it for 4 hours. So maybe we hold off on the bearish talk until that happens. We got below. We really tried. And instantly right back up. And I'm just kind of speaking to the bears right now. This was going to be a big opportunity for them to go short. If there's going to be an excuse to get things moving, here it was. We're still not. Nothing to go over as far as the expected moves. Grandpa Dow, unbelievable. Why did I not see this? Bounce out of that zone, drop down again. For anybody that forgot the first time and bounced, I need to buy that and just hold it. The Russell, still inside, jumped up, hit that zone, sold off. The only one that ended up red, I guess, but then still right back up. Interesting, very interesting. I wonder how many sellers will be over here. Nothing to talk about there. How annoying is this dog? For the TSLL, for the sold calls, give me something. I don't want to be in this. Now, again, as far as the growth count goes, guys, we bought the shares. I instantly sold against it, thinking it's going to be a solid trade or we make some income. It's going to be one or the other. We're not going to waste our time on this. The second I'm not rolling Tesla for $50, $20, maybe for 1 week because I'm up in the strike quite a bit. I might play that game one time. We're not going to sit here and do that forever. I'll go back to buying something and making more money off it. Probably not going to buy that back to close it. I want to just try to unlock as much premium as I can out of it, because the premium's already there. We just need to unlock it at this point. So it's not a bad place to be in, but you know, well, we'll just keep an eye on it. As far as hymns go, we have the 51 strikes sold, so that's looking all right. So we still have some capital. We still have some things in the pot, you know, on the dance floor, moving. We still have some trades. So I just don't want to have Tesla locked up for an absolute eternity. Shout out to Casey for making that playlist all looking good.